Hello. So this is Metal Eden. This is a bit different because this is a demo. I haven't really played a demo for ages for the channel anyway. It's sort of a movement shooter. You have to be quite quick with it, quite aggressive. So yeah, let's just jump into it, I guess then. This is actually a lot longer than I expected. I wasn't expecting like almost an hour. Well, this took me more than an hour. So roughly for somebody who's good at games, probably just under an hour of gameplay. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. Because he basically plays like Doom 2016. But it feels like it has the themes of like SOMA, which is really out there. I mean, it doesn't tackle them in the same way, but it has that sort of same transhumanism, like post-human thing going on. But yeah, let's just get into it. So when I first played this, I just left this and it just seemed to go on for forever. So I think you are supposed to skip here. But I mean, I could be wrong. So all we can do at the moment is just shoot them. We will have like different abilities even as the demo progresses, but for the moment all we can do is use this submachine gun on them.
Locate defunct hyper unit. Restore core ripper function.
Yeah, it looks and it feels like Doom 2016, but with this whole post-humanism thing rather than demons, which I really, really like. Not that I don't like demons, but you know, it's different. So yeah, we're quite mobile. We will get more abilities, but yeah, we can double jump. Sort of just keep jumping mid-air, to be honest, as long as you've got fuel. I think like there are upgrades you can get, so I think you can like hover, and there's more upgrades that increase like your verticality and how long you can stay in the air and what you can do in the air, sort of thing. But for the moment, we can do a bit of jumping, we can dash mid-air, which is cool. As we progress through the demo, we'll use it to move between platforms. So yeah, it's a lot like Doom 2016, I think, after you unlock the double jump in that. It feels a bit like Doom 2016 mixed with like Titanfall 2 a bit, because there is wall running and there's this big emphasis on just being as mobile as possible, sort of thing, around the environment. Like beating the enemy by like keeping out of their reach, sort of thing. Like standing still is the worst thing you can do. So these guys sort of remind me of the grunts from Halo. I think.
Look at you. Hyper unit's first baby steps. Run, jump, finger on the trigger.
Sorry, I just want to let him speak. So I think, essentially, we're in a sort of like post-human society where people's brains can be downloaded into machines. And I think a lot of what we're fighting, like these guys I was just fighting, they're essentially replicas of people downloaded into very simple machines and used as guard units. So if you listen to them, they do have dialogue. And they sound quite pissed off at you. Like, he sounds angry as fuck. But he's so adorable. But I think we're like the more advanced version of, well, a more advanced version of what can be done with a human consciousness, if that makes sense. So we're like the special ops high-end version of the synthetic brain. Or synthetic human. Whereas these are literally just the grunts. So I mean, I could be wrong, but it reminds me a lot of SOMA in that regard. Because in SOMA, obviously, it's not intentional in that case, or I don't think it was intentional. But you have people's consciousness is transferred into robots, don't you? And then because they're in like part of the game's narrative is
Suggest haste. The situation is suboptimal.
sorry, I should be moving quicker, but I'm trying to explain things and talk while I
Hyperunit.
play.
Piece by piece, assemble yourself back together. Try to make this run worthwhile.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, like in SOMA, part of the story is that like people were using sort of like a mind replication tool or equipment to pilot robots. So it was essentially like photocopying their brain and putting that consciousness, or photocopying their consciousness and putting it in that robot to then control it, which they didn't see as like replicating the person, because once they used it, the copy I think was then destroyed or whatever. But then because of the events, well, I'm ruining SOMA for people here, aren't I? Sorry. But because it is an old game, because of the events of the game, those people ended up stuck in like robots, and robots that weren't really designed to hold their consciousness, so it sent them crazy. And I feel as though this is sort of exploring similar territory, at least hinting at it. I don't think it's going to be as dark and nihilistic, but let's try and make some progress.
ISF arsenal depot.
I do like the guns. The fact you start off with this rapid firing submachine gun, I think is really nice. Cool. So like your main weapon is just this spray and pray gun. I do like the combat wheel as well. That's a nice addition. It's one of those things that I don't think... See what I mean about the verticality and the double jump? It's one of those things about like shooters in the last few years, the addition of a gun wheel where you can like press a button, it freezes time, you can move between your guns. Like, I loved that, and I didn't realise until recently that I do, because it's just so useful.
Hyperunit in range.
This hyperunit was destroyed during the last run. Never a pleasant look, is it? A constant reminder of what we need to endure.
Establishing connection. Core Ripper active. Hyperunit is mission go.
Well done, Aska.
So it sort of reminds me of like a SNES or Mega Drive game, or like PS1 game.
Bring these clowns to the ground.
You know, something like Mega Turrican, something like that, where you played this
You know you want to.
super powerful like one-man army, one-person army, with all these different abilities, and you have to swap between them and get through levels. It sort of feels like that, and also the sort of futuristic vibe to it. It sort of feels like that, but again mixed with Doom 2016. Take a shot every time I say Doom 2016. If you're playing at home. So what I usually like to do is actually steal the cores off of the big guys because they have more health. And then throw their remains at the grunts. Because you can one-shot the grunts with the cores, but you can't do that with the bigger guys. Like so.
Target's down.
Hyper unit stand by for new mission objective.
I do love this bit.
Objective updated. Give them hell, Hyper.
Because this comes up repeatedly, or at least twice, where it's like updating mission objectives, and it's just like, give him hell, Hyper. What the hell? That is so 90s. Yeah, there we got the wall running.
Vertical run activated.
Perimeter breached. All units on high alert.
What we're doing is bigger than you and I, Asuka. The road we walk is paved by those who shared this dream before me.
So this guy does waffle like throughout the demo, which is a little annoying. But I enjoyed this so much, like I'm okay with it, I guess. He has that sort of tone that it feels like he's going to be an ally early on, and then later on he's going to betray us and we have to defeat him.
0.5.
At least from the way he's speaking, yeah. Could be wrong.
My optimism. At this moment, they feel a little bit atrophied.
Yeah, much like with Doom 2016, take another shot. There are upgrades, there are weapon changes. We can upgrade, we get to choose abilities to power up with.
Techno hormone balance restored. Dopamine levels are nominal.
We also get to like select weapon upgrades or spend points to get weapon upgrades. Which is, I think we have seen a counter in the top left of the points going up. So that's what those are for. So essentially, the core ripper thing is essentially just ripping out the heart of whatever enemy is in front of us. I don't think we can do it on armored enemies straight away, but the lesser grunts we can. I think it's just because they have armor we can't do it straight away. As soon as the armor comes off, you can then do it. You can either throw the core back at enemies as an explosive thing. I think it always causes an explosion. Or we can consume it. When we consume it, it restores some of our vitality as it shows, and it also puts us in a power-up state, and we can, at that point, if we melee an enemy, an armoured enemy, we'll do more damage than we would have otherwise. Then knock off their armour. Like so. I do like these guys. The way they self-destruct when they die, pretty cool. So far, I think they're the only enemy I've seen that does that. I think.
I don't mean to discourage you. You are determined to do your best. So I suppose your best will have to suffice.
Oh, okay. I thought that was going to open. I have played this, I promise. So it is, I think, much like Doom 2016, it is quite forgiving when you miss gaps, like when you move between platforms. You just reappear on the nearest platform, minus a bit of health. So we're at 84 here. We lost 5 health, so that's quite nice. It is quite easy not to fall down. I say famous last words. I have done it a few times, but like you can usually save yourself. Like there's later on, there's an arena you have to fight around where there's a lot of edges you can fall off. And on one of my playthroughs of the demo, I found myself falling off platforms, but as long as I pushed towards the platform and pressed jump or dodge, I found myself like getting back on the platform quite easily, even though I thought I was going to like fall to my death. Which I quite like, because it just seems like everything in the game is designed to keep you in the fight as long as possible.
I've been doing it for
You know, to keep the action going.
Sometimes it almost feels like I'm in a dream.
A dream I cannot wake up from.
I'm gonna try and see if we can use the submachine gun a bit, because I do want to upgrade it. So apologies, I'm gonna avoid these guys a bit. So I don't know if more upgrades unlock later on, like more than it was shown on the upgrade screen in the demo, but all you can see in the demo is a couple of for the submachine gun. There's a couple of upgrades that just reduce. Was it 2 or 3? That reduce how quickly it overheats, which is pretty good. Like that's the main thing I care about with it at the moment. Because obviously the slower it overheats, the longer you can use it. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's finish this.
Incoming.
Yeah, much like with Doom, if you I don't want to call them glory kills, but essentially they are like glory kills. If you rip cores and throw cores at enemies, that gives you like ammo and health. So there's a bonus for like playing more creatively, you know, proactively trying to engage the enemy in different ways does benefit you. But you can also get upgrades so that when you do throw cores at enemies, I think it's throwing the cores at enemies, you get like armor as well.
Alone, outnumbered, and deep behind enemy lines. Dropped straight into a hostile zone. With almost zero chance of success.
Yeah, this guy's weird as fuck.
This is exactly what Hyper...
No idea what his deal is.
Maybe what they said is true. Maybe by wanting more than we need, we brought darkness into this world. Between life and death, did we ever have a choice? In despair, we raise our heads up into the light and crawl out of the darkness. As much as it hurts, the only way out is through.
So this is the little arena I was talking about earlier. You can sort of see what they're going for with it. That's cool. I don't know what that is. Ooh. Oh, balls. Yeah, wasted it. Almost there. Oh. I like as well that the item pickups respawn, and there's a counter. You can tell how long it'll take for them to respawn. That's really nice. Because like if you're struggling, you just have to stay alive a bit longer, and you can use those power-ups like health or armor or whatever. Oh dear.
The pain is over. For now. Good run, Hyper. Now let's get you back.
So that's not the end of the demo, before you think that. So there is a second level. But I do like that they sort of... They make the gamey part of the game part of the story. I love when games do that. Like they make the mechanics part of the story of the game. Because we're essentially playing this android that keeps getting replicated and rebuilt to go on this single mission. And we keep failing and repeating, or it seems like it anyway.
Backup frame check completed.
So essentially, our character has lives that she keeps using and using up
Gyroplastics administered.
and getting replaced in much the same way we play the game.
Non-field balance check completed. Rebuild sequence complete. Warning. Receptors calibration in progress. Calibration complete. Hyper unit ready for briefing.
Such a tiny thing. Yet the power it holds never ceases to amaze me. The existence of every Mobius citizen is bound to it. Yours, mine. This is the seed of the project. Humans love shiny things, and so blinded by its awesome life-giving light, they failed to notice what was hiding in its shadow. I warned the others, but they wouldn't listen. I warned them of the erosion. They didn't see it until it was too late. It corrupted the other engineers and brought the project to a halt. Years passed, eons. Mobius is sick now, suffering from an erosion tumor. Eden is waiting for the cure, waiting for you, Aska.
Hyper unit ready for briefing. Remember, this is a rescue operation. Our target is a hive prison, sealed off by an erosion field. It's towering above the very center of Mobius. Disable the erosion field, find your way into the hive. Set the citizens free. Internal Defense Corps are subject to the engineers' orders. So remember, you are infiltrating hostile territory. They will send everything they have to stop us. Now that the surface elevator is open, you need to get to it as fast as you can, and descend to Vulcan, the defunct mining colony below Mobius City.
Find and retrieve the lost core memory file from one of the engineers. But no need to worry. It's been dead for a very long time.
Hyper unit, confirm your status.
Is something bothering you?
Just some noise in my core. Hyper unit, confirm your status. In the name of duty, courage, and truth, I will protect the citizens.
We are making progress. It is not by accident. It is by design.
Hyper unit is mission go. Prepare for deployment. Mission start in 3, 2, 1. Commencing orbital strike. Give 'em hell, Hyper.
So see, that's very reminiscent of like a 90s game, like Mega Drive, SNES, or PS1 game. It actually reminds me a bit of Metroid, like turning into a ball there. Like the pumping music and the sort of with death, with justice sort of stuff is like very 90s. Yeah, okay. Not surprising. But then over it, we get this sense that something's not quite right. And to be honest, it kind of makes it seem as though
Stand by for new mission objective. Mission
like
confirmed.
the city may have only recently... Oh, she just said it there, sorry I missed that. I was talking over it, I'm sorry. But it kind of makes it seem as though like what's happened has only just happened, if you see what I mean. But then
The nostalgia.
with how vacant and empty the place is, it sort of feels as though, at least to me,
But then end up doing the same stupid thing.
and from what they say, a bit like this could have been centuries ago or thousands of years ago. Like, whatever happened here, the corruption, is not a new thing. It's not... It didn't happen yesterday, if you see what I mean.
Tango down.
You know what I hate the most about this place? It's in the air. Every corner here reeks of it. A wolf in sheep's clothing called a compromise.
So these guys are pretty tough. Oh. 4 seconds, okay.
Third wave incoming.
So is there a name for these types of shooters? Like, is it a movement shooter, I seem to think? I've heard that before somewhere. It's like Titanfall sort of gameplay, where you have to sort of be vertical and move about and like be constantly on the move to play properly.
Target's neutralized.
Oh, okay, so the grunts just disappear if you kill off the big enemies. Did not realise that. Oh nice, so this is our first upgrade. So if you see, we've got a few different choices. Like I mentioned, we can sort of hover. Can draw pickups from a greater distance. We can slow time, so we can be like the point man, which is cool. Larger range for extracting cores. Consuming cores restores a bit of armor. Ripping a core causes an explosion. You can also view the videos larger as well, which is nice. So you can see what it looks like. It's the same with the gun upgrades. Yeah, I think I went with that one last time, which I think is decent. That one's good. Well, they're all sort of good, to be honest, or most of them are, these early options. I feel as though the explosion, given how many cores we rip in every fight, is probably a good move. And the cores giving us armor as well is good.
Levels stabilized. All systems back to nominal.
I can feel the hormonal spike.
Yeah, this guy's so weird.
Magical waterfall. That was exhilarating.
So here comes the shop. I do like this. Like, what in the hell is that? Why is it like a globe, like a mushroom globe thing that comes out the ground? So yeah, we've only got the 2 guns so far. There's 3 and a bit in the demo. Like 3 we can actually pick up, and then 1 special weapon that we just use for a certain amount of time. I think he's coming up next, and then it disappears. So with these 2, don't know if the submachine gun, the look of the submachine gun changes when you upgrade it. I don't think it does. It didn't seem to when I played it before. I didn't notice the visual change. The handgun does though. So you can actually see it in the video. That's what it looks like when you use the homing rocket. So we get the homing rockets. This is what it looks like when you choose the laser. I've tried both of these. I prefer the laser, to be honest. The homing rocket isn't bad, or homing missile, but it doesn't track as fast as I'd like it to. Because I think it's about as damaging as a regular shot. It tracks at the same time, but it takes like a second or 2 to lock on. And at least, without sounding like I'm boasting, I'm a decent enough shot that I don't. That doesn't help me, if you see what I mean. Most of the time, the laser is pretty good, I think. It is quite a powerful shot, and I think it will just like one shot most enemies, or most of the lower enemies anyway. But we will go for the overheat decrease. Because I do like the submachine gun, and it's a really useful backup weapon, so making it more useful is great.
The engineers are out there looking for us. They know we opened the surface elevator, and they know you're coming. Now move fast and break stuff. You need to hurry up. The surface elevator has a limited time window. You've got one chance to catch it before it's gone. It's a strange path we walk on. Once you start to doubt it, you're going down. The winner is not the one who's right, but the one with more conviction.
Target
Oh, here we go.
entering action zone.
So I think this is the laser Gatling. It's just like a chain gun, but it's like unlimited ammo, but a timed weapon, so we can only use it for a certain amount of time. Not really sure why, but it's their choice. I mean, it does work, so... Oh, there he is. I was going to say, there's usually a big guy who appears here. I was going to use the laser Gatling on him, but... not worth going all the way back. Okay.
The perseverance of the
Wow, this is so beautiful though. Like, just the design of the city is
any rigid system.
lovely.
Its demise is inevitable. Whatever they throw at us is no match for a hyper unit.
Does CDC have hyper units like me at their disposal?
No, that was the plan, but it wasn't approved by the committee. They were just too stupid for this stuff.
Okay, here we go. We get the shotgun.
The project had to be finished, so to speak, under the radar. And now we need to save them from themselves. Funnily enough, the cleaners also use core technology. But compared to your advancement, they're a mere parody.
Cortisol levels have risen by 0.43%.
Cleaner unit in sight.
I think we showed him what's what. God, look at that. Oh.
Approaching central sector.
See what I mean though, like about the movement? Like even if you miss a platform,
Our passage to Vulcan.
you can usually save yourself.
Can you get there for me, please?
I don't think I'm too bad at these sorts of games, but at the same time I'm not perfect. So it is nice that it's quite easy to save yourself when you mess up.
Second wave incoming. Third wave incoming.
Good lord. I swear my aim sometimes, or most of the time.
Final wave incoming.
Oh shit, look at my health. That is not good. Better. Yeah, I don't get why you can't steal the cores from those floating robots, these drones. I guess maybe because they're not human on any level, like they're just robots, possibly.
Enemy neutralized.
I kind of get the sense like the cores we grab are more like souls, like we're stealing their soul, that person's soul, even if it's not quite a person, if that makes sense. Yeah, I might go for that then, yeah. Nice. Does that look different? I can't tell. We'll go for that though. I do like the laser. I've only tried one of the shotgun upgrades. That was the bouncy rounds. Those are pretty good. Because it means you can like hit a surface near an enemy and the shot will bounce towards them, or like ricochet towards them, which is good. I mean, that sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't it? I'm sure that's good. Yeah, that's just multi-shotting, isn't it?
You're so special. Striking from above.
This guy is so weird.
They will never see you coming. You are my shining star. Now get out there and shine.
I really like these little grunts though, like they're so aggressive considering how useless they are as enemies.
Target in sight.
But they're just obsessed with killing me.
They had one job. They could have built anything. A fresh start for humanity. You know, a house, a garden, and a dog. But then came corporate strategy. Agile development and resource planning. What did we end up with? The biggest block of flats in the universe.
I love the weapon wheel, but I keep forgetting about the weapon wheel. Which is not good. I do like that when you kill them, a little skull appears so you can go, you've killed them. There's so many neat little touches to this that make it so playable, you know? At least from the demo.
They will never learn. Forever trapped within the vicious cycle of iteration. It's not progress. It's the ninth circle of hell on a Kanban board.
Approaching target zone.
Oh. Oh. See, I almost fell off there, but saved myself. Yeah, I am playing it safe there, but I do quite like the overheat decrease upgrade. I find it really useful.
Incoming. 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 Overdrive act. Final wave. Incoming.
Enemy forces
Yes.
neutralized.
It's a great struggle we need to partake in together. But still, step by step, we are getting closer. A new, brighter future is coming.
Yeah, okay, thanks, buddy.
Edge looking towards the unknown. And the wind is rising.
Okay, yeah. So I think there's a cutscene to go, but that's pretty much the end of the demo. Yeah, I really enjoyed that actually. Like, don't think I've played a game recently that I've enjoyed as much as I enjoyed this. Definitely hit a itch I didn't know I had.